Hello, and welcome back to Gregway Enterprises Week 14. Today we're going to be covering three concepts: how to be an effective listener, how to be an effective communicator, and the importance of respect. Let's start with number one, how to be an effective listener. In my mind, the definition of how to be an effective listener is to really genuinely want to hear something, really genuinely want to engage with the person after listening to them and really being tuned into them. Because if you really want to listen to someone, they're going to know that you're genuinely listening, that you're leaning in, that you're showing all of those nonverbal cues to them that indeed you're listening. You're making eye contact with them. You've put away your cell phone. You're facing them. Always face the person that's talking to you. Give them your total undivided attention. Act as though you're talking to the most important person on earth. That's how you must listen to them. Don't interrupt them. Let them talk. Let them talk. Hear them out. Give them those signals. Give them the opportunity to speak their mind, say their piece, to vent, to tell you what their issues are, so that you can pick up on clues and so that you can show that respect and listen to them. Watch for nonverbal signs. Watch for their tone of voice. Sometimes when people are talking to you based upon if they're in a hurry or if they're taking their time with you, that tells you a lot about the person. It tells you a lot about, are they genuinely excited to talk to you? Are they in a hurry? Are they dismissive? Are you important to them? And in order to sell somebody something, first you have to assess whether or not you have value to them, or if you're just another number and you're just someone that they can talk to. So, take the time and listen to them. Think before responding to them. Wait for them to pause when they're speaking to you. Wait for that pause. Wait for the appropriate time for you to say something to them. And don't change the subject. When they're speaking, stay on point, stay on task. Give them that respect of the eye contact. Give them that respect of the privacy of having the phone being put off. Give them that respect of facing them. Really internalize and think about what they're saying. Think it through in your mind. If you're going to think it through in your mind, that's super important so that you can formulate a game plan so that you can help them. Because if you have somebody in front of you, they want to be heard. Don't we? We all want to be heard. And when you've gone to buy something, when I've gone to buy something, regardless of who the salesperson is, there's nothing more frustrating than someone that doesn't want to take the time to listen to us or doesn't give us the respect. Or have you ever been in the middle of a conversation with someone and you're trying to talk to them and they turn and they start talking to someone else? There's nothing more rude that a salesperson can do than not be respectful and attentive and make eye contact and put them in an environment, a quiet environment without any phones, and not interrupt. It's super important that all of these facets are working in place. And, that's what this is all about. We must listen to them. We can't be such a hurry to tell them what our agenda is that we're not going to listen to them. Oftentimes you deal with salespeople that they're already one or two steps ahead of you, and they're already trying. They don't want to address the concerns that you have. They don't want to even summarize what you've said, and that's horrible. That tells me that they didn't listen to what I have to say to them. That they're just more interested in getting, marching me down the line there and making the sale. Let's talk about how to be an effective communicator. My definition of that is a person who is able to convey information. A person who is able to convey information, but do it in a way that attracts the attention of the person that you're speaking to. Telling a story, giving them examples, maybe telling analogies, whatever it takes to communicate, to connect with them. The most important facet of being a really good communicator, being a great communicator, is having the ability to listen and to be teachable, because oftentimes we're going to learn a lot more when we're trying to communicate to somebody else, or listening to what they have to say, going back and forth, and saying to somebody, you know what, that's a really good point. Make them feel important. Read their body language. Read their nonverbal cues. I am huge at reading nonverbal cues and their body language. That's super, super important. That way you know genuinely if they're listening to you, if they're absorbing the information and what's going on. Ask questions and be prepared on the topic that you're going to communicate on. Whether you're going to be telling them about the different aspects of a home or a car, or you're selling a gallon of paint, it doesn't really matter. Do your homework, be knowledgeable, and really, really be prepared. Let's talk to people and speak to them. Let's speak to them as individuals, okay? Let's speak to, let's say that you're given a speech or a talk, and you're speaking to a large group. What I want you to do is act as though you're speaking to one individual. Of course, you're going to work the room, and you're going to look around, and you're going to point and do, everything you need to do. But don't get overwhelmed with the fact that you've got all of these people. It's very common that I speak in front of groups of people, and what I do is I simply reach out, and as I reach out to these individuals, I'm able to talk to them and communicate to them and do it in such a way that it's as if I'm just speaking to one person in the room. And sometimes I'll give advice to people. I'm going to say, act like if you're talking to a large group of people, that you're talking to everybody that's there as if they're sitting there in their underwear. But pick out one individual in the middle of that group and try to focus your eye contact and your attention to the best of your ability in one central location. And then move it around, but don't be intimidated by groups. Just speak to them as if you're talking to one person. Talk so people will listen, and then listen so people will talk. I'm going to say that again. Talk so people will listen, and listen so people will talk. Talk to them, engage with them, have a friendly tone. Do it in such a way that you're really genuinely communicating and you're connecting with them. Try to connect with them emotionally. Try to find an emotional level that they're on. Because if you can find that wavelength, that emotional level that they're on, and connect with them emotionally, then they're going to have something in common with you. They're going to want to listen to you. And now let's talk about the importance of respect. I've talked a lot about this indirectly in my past videos, but I believe that that's number one. My definition is respect means that you accept someone for who they are. I'm going to say that again. Respect means that you are accepting someone for who they are. Don't judge them. Respect them. Listen to them. Affirm to them that you are listening to them. Be kind to them. Be polite to them. Show gratitude to them. Be sincere with them. And prior to all of this, organize your thoughts. So when you're working with an individual, you know what you're going to say. So when you have that connection with them, when you're showing them that respect and you can read them and they can feel that you're loving and caring about them, that you can interject and then you can go through your agenda of all of your thoughts. And do it in a kind way. Do it in a kind tone. Do it in a very, very genuine manner. If you will do these things, if you will practice these skills, and we've gone over now, it's been 14 weeks, we've gone over 40 different topics. There's a lot to learn and there's a lot to know. But if you can go through and practice and think about and internalize all of these different concepts and put the package together, there will be nobody on this earth that you won't have the ability to instantly connect with and make your friend. Nobody that you'll ever be able to meet that won't listen to you and that you won't be able to persuade and be able to sway and direct how you need to direct them in order to make that sale. Very, very important. I was on a phone call the other day with a friend, and I had the opportunity to meet, just verbally, just for a moment, his girlfriend. And this is a dear friend of mine. And, she only had to say 2 words. As soon as she said those 2 words, I knew she was a good listener. I knew she was kind. I knew she was genuine. I knew that she wanted to talk to me and she wanted to listen to what I had to say and that I was important to her. You could tell by the energy and the sound in her voice. You need to get to the point where you're that good. You need to get to the point that instantly you know who you're dealing with. So you can put all of these other skill sets and all of these other variables into place so you can immediately be able to read them and know the personality and then go right down that road and be able to fulfill your obligation to them, which is caring about them, listening to them, helping them, and providing them with a service or with a product of something that's going to genuinely benefit them. I appreciate your time. Looking forward to talking to you next week of week 15. Remember to share all of these videos on social media. Go back and listen and re-listen again. Take the time to study them. Be super teachable. Understand that every Monday by 5 o'clock Mountain Standard Time, we're going to be posting a new video with new concepts. I want you to have a great week. Stay relentless. Stay focused. Study. Care about your people. Love these people, and they're going to know it. Listen to them, communicate to them, but most importantly, show them respect. You have a great week. We'll talk to you next week. Goodbye.